And hello and good morning, everybody. I'm Chris, coming to you from the grist mill in Karamias, and today's virtual field trip, we're going to be in the kitchen eventually, but first we're starting out here, where I have been collecting violets. It's one of those early season kind of plants, flowers that are incredibly wonderfully smelling. Such a strong, beautiful aroma being down here right next to them right now. Now, I am not coming live today. I actually tried to start the video live at 10 o'clock, but the internet is challenged this morning for some reason. So since I can't stream live, I'm still here. And we'll just post this as soon as we can find out what's going on. So anyways, I have already a nice big bowl of violet flowers here. And all we're trying to do is collect as many of these as we can without the stems. So we'll pick a few of these together before we go inside. Now what we're going to do with these is make a syrup. So basically I've had some water boiling in the kitchen, and we're going to put these wonderful flowers into that water and basically make a violet tea, and then add a whole bunch of sugar to it and put it in bottles and have something really, really delicious. Violet syrup can be used for lots of different things. If you wanted, you could put it in a lemonade. You could bake with it if you wanted. It'd be a really nice glaze on top of something because it'll give you that nice violet flavor. Basically anything your imagination can come up with. I would recommend it with some lemon juice in some club soda and make yourself a nice little violet soda or violet pop. Now, I think I've got enough, so I'm going to stand up, get the camera here off the ground, and we'll go inside to the kitchen and make something, shall we? Okay, here we go. All right, here we are. It's a beautiful day outside today, but just seems easier to come inside and actually make some stuff. So here are our incredible looking violets. Picked a lot of them. They smell, just amazing. So here we are in the kitchen. I'm going to just put this right here because that seems like about the perfect spot for us today. Right there. Oh, maybe not. All right, I think we have it now. There. So I've got some water that's already been boiled. You can see it's steaming, but it's cooled down just a touch. So what I need is to put all of my flowers in here. Okay. And then once I've got all my flowers inside here, we're going to put 1 cup of water in. Just 1. Okay. Oh, that smells so amazing. So there we go. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to pour 1 cup of hot water over these petals. I just need a little bit more. So what we're doing is we're letting this steep like a tea. Right? There they are. And they're going to do their thing, and they're going to release all of their aroma and some of their color, but not in a way you might expect, because actually these violets, their color when they steep like this is going to turn blue, not purple. So here I've got a little spoon. I'm just going to push them down under the water. Here we go. Oh, that smells fantastic. Let me give you a closer look here. Take a little look at that. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. So, put you back here. There we are. That's the trickiest thing about these live videos is camera management when you're by yourself. But we do the best that we can, and I hope that it's enough. All right, now we can let that sit for a good long time if we want to. The longer it sits, the more it's going to take the flavors out of the violet and the flavors and the smells. Now the truth is, for this video today, I don't want to be here for hours and hours. And as it happens, we've already taken a few shortcuts and done a few steps. So I'm gonna just give this a little bit of a stir. I'm just gonna let it sit for another minute or two. Now, if you're doing this at home, you can do this with lots of different kinds of flowers. If the flower is an edible flower, if it's a flower that you can eat, then you can do this with it. Not all flowers have the right smell or the right flavor, but this would work really well with rose petals when roses start to bloom. It would work really well with lilacs. The thing to keep in mind is that the best flavors and smells are probably in the petals of the leaves themselves and not in the stems or the other parts. So you need to make sure that you remove as much of the stems and as much of the green bits as you possibly can. With something like lilac, it's really a lot of work to pick each of those individual little tiny flowers off of the big sprays. These are a little bit easier, but even then, if I wanted this to taste even better and even more like violet, I would actually try and get all the little green pieces off of every flower too, and that's just a lot of work. So you decide, do you want it to be the most violet thing you could possibly imagine, or do you want it to be a little less work? And you can find the balance in there that works for you. Okay, I am going to move the camera down a little bit closer here to the cutting board so that you can see as I fish out all the flowers and give it a little stir. I think you may be surprised at what it looks like now. So let's do this. Get that back. Maybe we can get this out of the sun. Okay, now I'm way down here. Now you can't quite see it yet, but once I start fishing these flowers out, you're going to discover that the syrup, or the liquid here, the tea, is blue, bright blue. So let's do this. Okay. Stir. And I'm going to use 2 spoons just so that I can squeeze out all the liquid. Okay. Squeeze out all the liquid. One more time. Squeeze out all the liquid. We could use a sieve for this. We could use lots of different things. This is just quick and easy for us today. So, I don't know if you can start to tell, but we have this wonderful dark blue liquid. Now it's nice and all, but we probably want it to be more the color of violets, so that we know what we've made. So the way that we're going to do that is we are going to add a little bit of lemon juice, just a few drops, not too much. We'll give it a little bit of a stir as we're doing that. And thanks to all sorts of fancy chemistry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lots of drops. Give it a little stir, and look at that. Totally changed color from blue to purple. Maybe I can show you better like this. Now you can see what color that is. That is an absolutely gorgeous color. That's perfect. Now all that we need to do next is to put some sugar into it, and we want to actually add twice as much sugar as there is liquid. So this is 1 cup of wonderful, colorful liquid. So we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. So let me put this back here. All right. And I happen to have my sugar over here. So we're actually going to do this into a pot. So we'll pour that in. Just like so. And we are going to add 2 cups, 1 cup, and 2 cups of sugar. Now we want the sugar to dissolve, but it takes warmth to do that. So the best way to handle this situation right now is to give it a little bit of soft heat rather than putting it right on the stove and heating it back up. What we want to do is we want to give it a little bit of soft heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pot right here, and I'm going to put it inside the pot that is sitting over here on the stove. And I'm going to turn the heat back on, and I'm just going to sit one inside the other so that it gives it some gentle heat and lets us dissolve all of that sugar. So remember, there's 1 cup of that violet tea now and 2 cups of sugar in here. You'll know when it's all done because the syrup will end up completely clear. It's still cloudy right now because there's still sugar that hasn't dissolved. But once it dissolves, I'll be able to see all the way to the bottom of the pot. So let's just finish this up. Now I apologize that I'm going to have to upload this rather than show it live. It's just what happens sometimes, especially when we live here in the country, and you know, our internet can be unpredictable sometimes. We have an unusual style of internet here where there's an antenna on the mountain that beams it towards us, and it's not always reliable, especially if a flock of birds or something flies in the way of it. But that's okay. So here we go. Let's. It's almost completely clear. I'll show you when I'm done here. I'm sorry that I can't show you in the middle of this, but that's okay. So that is looking absolutely gorgeous. So I have the finished syrup. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this again. I'm going to pour it in so that you can get a closer look. Okay? So we're going to pour this in. We have 2 cups of a wonderful violet syrup. Now this is going to be great for all sorts of things. So I'm going to put this in a bottle and I'm going to hold on to it. And we'll use it for something someday soon. So anyways, thank you so much for being a part of today's virtual field trip. We will see you again tomorrow, and wait till you see what we've got planned for tomorrow. Okay, anyways, have a great day. I'll get online as quick as I can and get this uploaded for you. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.